Thank you, everyone. Thanks so much for this opportunity for Autism Dog Services to be here tonight to speak with all of you about how we look to make change in our communities. My name is Terri. My pronouns are she, her, and this is Hercules. And Hercules is a service dog for our 12-year-old son named David, and he was raised and trained by Autism Dog Services. So we are what Autism Dog Services considers a graduate family, meaning that Hercules has been placed with us now for about 4 years. So we have graduated from the Autism Dog Services program, and we are an active working service dog team with my son. So a little bit about the background of Autism Dog Services. It's been around since 2007 and achieved charitable status in 2010. To date, we've placed over 140 service dogs with individuals with autism in the southwestern Ontario, southern Ontario, Halton region, the GTA, and Niagara region. Our focus has been really on children and youth in the past, but as of January 1st this year, we're now starting to service adults with autism and related developmental disorders as well. Our mission statement is to make a difference by fostering integration of individuals with autism in the community. Hercules, you can lie down, buddy. You can lie down. He's not used to this. And we do that by training, placing, and supporting service dogs that offer safety, companionship, and independence for children with autism and related disorders. So really in terms of, what the dogs do, that's the thing that the most people are most interested in. They really, again, it's about safety, it's about companionship, and it's about offering independence for children and their families. So a couple of things that the dogs are trained to do that we get a lot of really positive feedback from the families on that really sort of helps them is the one thing they're trained to do is to be an anchor for the child. So as you may or may not know, a lot of children with autism, there's a lot of high anxiety. They get very overstimulated, very overwhelmed. They have often a very strong fight or flight response. And so in public settings and crowded settings out in the community, often they will bolt, right? So if they sort of get too overwhelmed, they'll take off, and that can be a dangerous situation, especially in a crowded area. It's a lot easier for a little child to weave in and out of people with mom and dad trying to keep up. So you can give the child can be wear a small belt that's attached to the dog's vest with a short leash, while mom or dad or the handler maintain control with the dog's leash attached to their collar. And if the child does try to escape, the dog can be given a stop command, and they'll sit or lie down and anchor themselves so that the child can't run away. This is just to sort of, give the guardian time to sort of get control of the situation. We don't attach our children to dogs and let them sit all day for behavioral reasons. We don't do that. So it's about that safety, making sure they're not running off in a crowded area or into traffic or anything of that nature. The dogs are also trained to provide deep pressure. So like a lot of people like to sleep with a weighted blanket, a lot of children with autism have a sensory need, and having pressure on them really sort of helps to calm them or keep them grounded, can help to alleviate anxiety, and can also sometimes, when those situations where they're getting anxious and starting to move towards that fight or flight, can kind of help them bring them back down. So the dogs are taught to go over or what we call visit, where they kind of place their bodies across the lap or sometimes across the whole body of the child, based on what the child prefers, to kind of provide that grounding and help the child feel less anxious, a little more safe, calm them down, and sort of get them back to that safe space. The other thing that's really big for a lot of kids and families with autism is sleep. A lot of kids with autism have major sleep disruptions and sleep challenges. And so for a lot of families, this is a matter of getting like an 8-year-old out of mom and dad's bed and into their own bed, because they really cannot sleep on their own. And as a parent, being able to look in on your child sleeping with their dog and just knowing that they finally feel like regulated and calm and safe and secure enough to be able to get a good night's sleep, which we all know is so important. And especially with these kids with autism, that just, it's a struggle to get through the day. They're so overwhelmed, they're so overstimulated, and they really, really need that good night's sleep. And being able to, have the dog as a companion and be there for them, helping them get that sleep, is really, really important. So ADS doesn't charge for any of our service dogs. Families get them for free. It costs about $25,000 to $30,000 to raise, train, and support a service dog once it's working with a family. We are a charity, so we do rely on organizations such as your own to support our annual budget of about $500,000, and to continue to provide the services we do and continue to meet the needs of our wait list. We currently have 43 puppies in training. But to meet the needs of our wait list within a reasonable amount of time, we really need to add 25 to 30 dogs to that list this year. So that's really what we're looking for the funds for this evening. And just to kind of close, I always leave the companionship piece to the end because that's the piece that's the hardest to get through. But a lot of kids with autism, autism can be a very isolating disorder. A lot of kids with autism, they don't have friends. A lot of families, once they have a child with autism, they might not have additional children because of the challenges that poses. Children, as they get older, they know that they start to feel different. They start to feel judged. It can be very isolating for the families as well. Nobody understands, you're different, et cetera, et cetera. So being able to bring a dog into the family, to be able to provide a child with that companionship and that, the unconditional love of a dog that's devoted to them, somebody that's there besides mom and dad to help them feel safe, it really is life-changing. Thank you so much.